Justin Stewart was the Blue Turbo Power Ranger and the replacement on the Ranger team for Rocky DeSantos after he got injured. He is a character that certainly had a mixed reception due to him being a different age to his Ranger teammates. But overall, he was a good Ranger. But what happened to him after Power Rangers Turbo? Let's find out. To this day, Justin is the youngest human character to ever be a full-time Power Ranger. He was somewhat of a child prodigy with intelligence far beyond the majority of other kids his age. Because of his level of intellect, he was able to skip ahead in school to 9th grade at Angel Grove High School. He would eventually head to hospital to visit Rocky after he received a severe injury to his back at a martial arts training session. While he was there, he hid under the bed while he heard other people coming into the room. The other people were the rest of the Power Rangers. He overhears them talking and then witnesses them teleport out of the room to the power chamber. With Rocky in the hospital, the Power Rangers were short in number when they needed to be at full strength at this time in order to fight Divatox. Rocky chose Justin to become his replacement as the Blue Turbo Ranger. The others at first were very hesitant and unsure about having a kid on their team, but they eventually got used to him and began to trust him. Even after Rocky recovered from his injury, he decided he was done with being a Power Ranger and left the power permanently in Justin's hands. Rocky then moved on to run a karate school. Don't forget, if you want to know more about the full story of Rocky, we have a full video on him that you can check out if you're interested. The issue with Justin being so young and having such a huge responsibility on his shoulders was the fact that he doesn't have the life experience necessary to deal with this kind of power. The same can arguably be said for the majority of Rangers, as most have been teenagers, but Justin, like I said, was the youngest. And so there were times when he was tempted to use his power for personal gain, like taking on school bullies. But ultimately he decided not to, showing that perhaps he does have the maturity to be a Power Ranger. Later on in the season, there is a changeover of power, with Tommy, Kat, Adam and Tanya deciding to retire from their Ranger duties. They chose 4 replacements to take over their duties on the team. The replacements are TJ Johnson as the Red Ranger, Cassie Chan as the Pink Ranger, Carlos Valerte as the Black Ranger, and Ashley Hammond as the Yellow Ranger. Justin, however, remained as the Blue Turbo Ranger. In one episode, Justin received super strength from an ant bite when it was exposed to mutagenic chemicals. However, it did not allow Justin to access his Ranger powers. Although he liked the respect from others he gained from having the strength, he gave it up to continue being a Ranger. Around this time, after Justin's father had been away, he returned to Angel Grove to live with his son. However, it wasn't long before he was offered a new job, which would mean he and Justin would have to move away. He did tell Justin that if he wanted to stay in Angel Grove, he would turn down the job offer. Shortly afterward, the power chamber was destroyed by Divatox's forces, and Justin lost his powers along with the other Rangers. Desperate to pursue Divatox into space, Justin snuck into Nasada and told General Norkist that the Power Rangers needed the space shuttle. As the Rangers prepared to leave, Justin made the decision to stay behind with his father. The other Rangers understood, and they bid each other a brief but heartfelt goodbye. Following this, Justin told his dad to take the job, and the two moved away from Angel Grove. Although Justin had returned to a normal life, his father was very busy with work and frequently had to leave Justin alone. One night, Justin was found by Stormblaster, who snuck him out, and took him to save the Space Rangers from Astronomer's army and rescue Lightning Cruiser. Stormblaster revealed he still had Justin's old morpher, and he somehow had access to his Blue Turbo Power Ranger powers once more. He was reunited with the other Rangers and helped them save Lightning Cruiser. He also met Andros for the first time. He got back in time just before his father returned that morning, and although he had a mountain of work, upon seeing a neighbour father spend some time with his son, Justin's father decided to take him fishing instead, and presumably decided to cut back on his work to spend more time with his son. It's possible that due to his connection with Stormblaster, Justin still has access to the turbo powers to this day, and due to TJ's connection to Lightning Cruiser, it may have given TJ a space turbomorpher, which TJ would potentially have used in Forever Red. Many years later, Justin, who at this point would be almost 30 years old, returned with his fellow former Rangers to fight in the legendary battle with the Army of Rangers. This would be the last time that Justin was ever seen. Now, speaking of Forever Red and Justin, the Blue Turbo Ranger, don't you guys think it's about time that we had more Forever episodes? Forever Blue, Forever Pink, and doing it in the comics doesn't count. I want to see this in the show. What do you guys think? Or is it better just having the one special red episode and leave it at that? Let's discuss in the comments down below. That's it from me today, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. May the power protect you, and I will see you next time on the Sixth Ranger.